What do you get when you throw a pandemic into an advanced society? The birthing of a pointless podcast. We are the neighbors upstairs. What's going on, neighbors? We are back for another episode. This is the neighbor on the left. I'm here with neighbor on the right. And
Hey,
just
how you doing, everybody?
what's going on, Reddy? So as usual, it seems like we have a new neighbor coming in. He is the neighbor from apartment 3B. Welcome, 3B. 3B, how are you?
How's it going, guys?
Welcome, 3B.
Yeah, so
Happy to be here.
we're happy that you're here. And the question we want to ask you is, how have you been doing during this time, this quarantine, this me time period? Like, how have you been doing with that?
I imagine basically like everybody else, just dying of boredom and trying to just pass time.
You been hitting the bench or hitting the treadmill at all during quarantine?
Oh, definitely. But I guess not as much as I should be.
Shame.
I
mean,
know, right?
Definitely
I'm not
more
doing it.
than me. That's a fact.
I started off really strong during the first 2 weeks. I made sure every morning to get up and go jogging and just do some squats and stuff like that. And then after the 2 weeks, that's it. That's where it all went downhill from there.
And that's unfortunate, right? Like, this is if you are to start that trend of 3B is a workout machine, this would be the time. There's nothing else to do really, unless you actually have a job that requires you to work
Keep
from
showing
home.
off there, tough guy.
I'm just
Stay
saying.
hard, motherfucker.
Oh, is that neighbor on the right over there flexing his? Yeah, of course.
3B, you should consider going on a 10-day silent meditation retreat. I actually went to one in the summer. I think it'd be something right up your alley.
Yeah, you see, there's this crazy thing where I like to go to work all day and not sit on my ass and pondering the universe.
The secrets of the universe.
Yeah, sure, we'll call it that.
How has photography, videography for weddings been?
Not the greatest.
People are still getting married right now, right?
People are still getting married. I've actually been getting requests for work in Lakewood, which is a very,
Jewish neighborhood?
it is, no,
city?
I'm looking for the right one. It's a very Orthodox neighborhood.
Intensely
Jewish.
Orthodox.
So there's a lot of weddings that come out of there, and that's about 25 to 30% of my work right there in that neighborhood. So every week or weekend, I would be down there.
And it's crazy. So they're still doing it. Do they have like 200, 300 people coming in?
No. The numbers are abysmally smaller, but the problem here is, okay, we're going to go do your wedding. There's a bunch of things that have come into play here. So yeah, okay, I'm going to wear my gloves and my mask and try to keep the proper distance. It's presented a challenge in terms of negotiating pay because nobody's working right now. And so as a videographer, let me correct you, righty. I'm not a photographer, but I am a videographer. But getting back to before, there's a challenge in negotiating contract prices now. Because remember, you don't want to destroy the industry. And that's the main big issue there, is that once everything is done, let's say tomorrow the cure for COVID-19 comes out. Okay, we still have to get back to work. We still have to pay back the money borrowed from government for the stimulus relief bill. That is entirely another story on its own. I'm not going to go there just yet.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, the biggest hurdle here is that we're not working as many hours. We're not making as much money. But for the meantime, I say it's good to do just to, get the word out there that you're still operating.
The abysmal numbers that you're seeing at these weddings, what are you talking, 20, 30 people?
Okay, so normal wedding is minimum 200 people. That's what I've noticed minimally at every wedding. There's like at least 200 people, 100 people from the bride's side, 100 people from the groom. Not everybody can afford a $1 million wedding here. I'm just throwing numbers out here just to be safe, but whatever. The numbers now, they're more like some are 20, some are a maximum of 50,
So who are we not inviting to this wedding? That's what I'm thinking. You know, are
Yeah,
you
That's
know,
a tough decision to
is
make.
it's right? So like, do
Family
you?
only.
It's like the in-laws, right? Which one of the in-laws are we not inviting? Who's not getting that invitation? Well, for sure, I'm not inviting your second cousin because she's a piece of shit. She always looks. She was when the times got tough for us, baby. She was the one that was telling you that it wasn't going to go anywhere. Okay, she was not our ally. Okay, so she's not in the wedding, right? She's out.
Righty, tell us your experience.
And now I'll tell you similar experience when it comes to florist business. As you know, it's a family business, and I mean, we've had some miniature backyard type weddings where you just get a little sukkah, little
What does that mean for
like
for
a
all the
little
Jews
awning,
out there? Oh, for all the people that aren't Jews, like what does that mean?
like a
sukkah?
little tent with an awning, kind of a thing, where you had maybe 5 or 10 people there. Just a little tiny.
I kind of
wedding.
like that. It sounds like it's more spiritual, right? It's not for show.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
probably means more because you're not trying to look your best for these people you're not going to see until you have your first child and you're gonna have that 1 year birthday party. This is just for you. It's just for your family. I kind of like that. It's a little sweet, no?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's
Yeah.
basically just having your siblings and parents.
And in the in a videography business, you're probably not moving as much. You're not trying to chase these crazy scenes of people doing these crazy dance moves, right? It's just
I would say it like this, man. I prefer the small jobs over the big ones
so this works.
any day. Big ones are, how do you say? They're crazy. They're really crazy. There's a lot of stuff that you need to pay attention to, but at the same time, the bride, and I say the bride only because 90% of the times they're the only ones that give a shit, and so they want to make sure that they're getting the most cinematic shots and the most cinematic details. And
It's like, hey, you remember that movie?
yeah, I want to
The
deliver.
Avengers. Remember the Avengers where like Hulk, and you're like, yeah, which scene? Just Hulk. Yeah, but like what scene? Just like Hulk, I want that scene. It's like, yeah, but what are we talking about here?
Yes. I'm sure on her wedding day she's going to be referencing the Hulk. No, man, they want love. That's what they want. That's my job. I
Hey.
sell love.
Wait, there's love in Hulk.
Oh,
Hulk
I'm
loves.
sure there is. Hulk smash. Don't you remember?
Hulk's.
What was the biggest wedding you've ever had to do videography for, and how many other people did you
2,000
need with
people.
you?
I
You
think
said 2,000? That's a lot.
2,000 people was the
Oh my
biggest
God.
job that I've ever done. We were a crew of about 10 cameramen. Everybody had their own area to cover, and it wasn't that bad, actually. You would think for such an event I would be running around crazy. Nope, not at all.
Can I assume that everyone is just covering their corner? Like, okay, you go
Yes.
there.
That was
Is there
the big
competition
thing.
though? Is there like competition? Like, listen, I saw that corner first. I want that piece. I don't want to be on the groom side. I want to be on the
Are
bride
you
side.
talking for that one
No,
day
in general.
specific?
Like in general.
In general?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is.
The
Okay.
field has gotten saturated big time, and it's become the field of who can deliver the highest quality for the cheapest price, and that's sort of the reason why
Do you
I
ever-
left the field.
Do you ever get into like fights with other cameramen during the job?
Yes.
Like what would that be like?
Definitely.
What does that look like?
What kind of kung fu moves do you throw at them?
My kung fu moves means me throwing my camera at their head because I have an insurance policy on that camera, so I don't really
course.
have to give a fuck about it.
You're good.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So I feel like there should for sure be some kind of, like reality TV shows just suck. I feel like this would be the reality TV show I'd watch, not Wedding
Oh, yeah.
Wars. No,
I've said
it's
it before, I
videography
could
Wedding
make a
Wars.
documentary on this whole process of it's not what people see on TV. I'm sorry, it's nothing like that. About 50% of the jobs, the bride is stressing like crazy, and you don't want to deal with that. It's like, I'm here to videotape this job. Just get on with your fucking day and stop your bitching. I suppose it's not something that you want to say to her, and it's not my job to calm her down. No.
Wait, have you ever done that? Have you like calmed the wife or the bride
It has
down?
gotten to a point I've dealt with.
So you
my
play
bridezillas.
therapist? So you're basically like a
No, but
therapist?
at the
for
same
them?
time, though, you can take a nuanced approach. We can, as humans, if we're mindful enough, use our body language to influence someone else who is stressing to kind of bring them into a more relaxed state.
You can't do it on a daily basis.
It's a skill.
I'm sure burnout is a huge factor, right?
Yeah,
Like
I've
just trying to
definitely
calm people
burned out.
down. So what do you do? What do you do when you just feel completely burned out?
I'll tell you the truth. I have screwed up on some jobs.
Like what? What'd you do? You have to tell us.
There was no emotion to the film. It was just literally me pointing the camera because I've been so overworked, so tired. Imagine just going one day after the other till sometimes till 2 o'clock. This was when I was first in the field, like the first 5 years. I've been doing this for a good 10 to 15 years. The first 5 years were what I'd like to call hell. It was.
Have you ever
literally
cursed? Have you ever cursed at a wife? Have you like cursed at someone, you know, that you're doing the job
cursed
for?
in front of the bride, but never at the bride.
In your mind, you did it.
Yeah, basically.
So you never had like any kind of altercations with, you know,
With
the bride
I've
and
never
the
I've
groom?
never fucked up to this day. Not with the bride.
Okay.
I will say this.
Have you seen it though? Have you seen someone fuck up?
Yes, I have. I have some stories. You know, I've got some stories on that. But real quickly, I will say this. I think during my first 2 years starting as an assistant, this one job, all the women had long trains. Do you guys know what a train is?
Is that the long, you know, the dress? It's like a you know,
So
it's like a
to the
tail,
back,
right?
It's basically a giant veil. Well, it's not a veil. No, I'm sorry. The train is a piece. It's, how do I put this?
Isn't it like the
Piece
train of the
cloth that connects to the back of the dress.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I stepped on the wife's mother's train as she was walking around, and all you hear is like the biggest.
Did you get any nudity? See any nudity? Or
Oh
have
my
you ever
God.
caught nudity while videography? While you're doing
3B.
video?
No.
So how do you even rebound from that?
You know, me being the new guy, I was just like, oh, and
That's
yeah, that
that's
happened.
it. Forgiven.
No.
It's
She
the way
was
you said oh.
pissed. She was pissed.
How
There was-
much of the
Thank
dress
God
was
for
remaining?
Those bridal attendants. I'll say this much. Thank God for those bridal attendants, because that woman there saved my life. She was able to stitch everything back into place, and it held for the night.
Wait, did you get paid that night?
Oh yeah, I got paid for that.
Okay, so that didn't affect your bottom line. Crazy. Tales from a videographer. I like it.
Yeah, that's what we should name this one.
Maybe. Maybe that's the title right there. Tales from a videographer.
You've really not seen any nudity at any time while you're no accidental nudity that you happen to capture on video throughout all your hours of doing video? Come on. Or good ass moments?
I think Righty's looking for some
you're
drinking
looking for
material.
some
I'm
really crazy material.
Wow,
I
Righty.
suppose-
Quarantine is hitting him hard, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
You
He's
know, I got that Pornhub Premium 1 month quarantine.
Oh, has it expired already?
I bet.
I think there's
3B, he's
one
looking for some
month.
more. He's looking for some new
All right.
content.
Nudity.
Yeah.
think
I have
the
a question,
closest
3B.
thing that's ever happened as far as nudity goes.
No, you don't even have to. You know what?
Do
no.
I?
No,
How
you
about
don't have to.
catching side
I
boob,
mean, you want some juicy material.
panties?
No?
I 3B, I do have a question though. Like, have you ever thought about perhaps starting like a vlog on YouTube? You know, about I don't even know, like the different worlds that pertain to cameras and videography and all that, kind of a how-to, and it seems like you have a lot of experience. Have you ever thought about that?
Oof.
I feel like I hit a nerve.
Yeah. Starting a vlog, you know, it's crossed my mind before, but I don't really see myself as the talent in front of the lens. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna start making YouTube videos, which is what I assume you're
Yeah.
talking about, you got to make sure that the content is worthy of being watched.
From what I'm hearing, these stories you're telling us, I feel like there's a lot that people might want to actually watch. I'd watch these stories.
I think I
for
would
sure
have
watch it.
enough to cover maybe like a good couple of episodes, but nothing more than that.
Hey man, we have Joe Exotic from Tiger King. That's a thing people are loving. You could be the Joe Exotic of videography.
Oh, yeah, the next Tiger King, huh?
Maybe not maybe
Fun
not
fact, I still
similar
haven't
fate.
seen it yet.
Sam.
Yeah, I think it's if it wasn't for quarantine, I don't think it'd be as big as it is or was. It's kind of crazy. Like they're gonna be shooting an actual series where Nicolas Cage plays Joe Exotic, the main guy.
No.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
They got approval for making
Yes.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
Nicolas
So
Cage was born to play that.
he was born to
And I'm
play
like
all
too
wacky
afraid
parts.
to call up Netflix with my idea right now.
Yo, yeah. I mean, you
Ugh.
can. Netflix, I think, is taking any idea. Tales from a Videographer. I'm telling you, that's a series right there, 3B. That's a series that I would watch. And
3B, huh?
I'm wondering, Nicolas Cage could play you.
I highly doubt that, but
He,
yeah,
he
sure.
can. He
We'll
can,
give that
man.
a shot.
I don't know. I feel like there's something there. I would watch.
So you guys excited for new stimulus checks this time around? Our new
Ooh.
shiny $3 trillion heroes.
Don't get me started on
Bill?
the
We just did.
impact.
I think we just hit another nerve. What you got for us, 3B?
Deep in
What do you
that
think?
vein.
All right, that's the back. That's the back right
Are you
there.
showing
Hold
us? He's showing us. Oh, he wrote about this. Okay. Wow, that's a lot
I
of notes.
did my
3B, lay it on us. What do you
research.
think?
Oh, wait. It started off with this.
Oh, okay. It's a pink
front
post-it.
and back.
He's showing us, a
And
post-it,
then it moved on to this.
and now it's an entire sheet of paper. This is
Jesus.
serious.
And back.
I don't think I've ever seen 3B write on a sheet of paper. It's
I
always
got
been
a little
on a
excited
computer.
for this.
You know
What can I
what?
say?
I'm excited that you got excited for it. So like, what do you have? What do you think about this $3 trillion stimulus program? Right? Is that what they are going to be voting for?
Yep. About 875 billion is supposed to go to state and local governments, from what I recall off the top of my head. Or no, that was actually the previous one.
I actually have it right here. Let me pull it up. Where does everything?
There'd be another $1,200 check.
We've got extended unemployment benefits, more stimulus, hazard pay for essential workers, which that hazard pay will not even be enough to cover their hospital bills should they get COVID-19.
Damn.
We've got extended SNAP benefits, strike teams for nursing homes. I don't even understand the word fucking strike
team?
What does that mean?
It sounds like a.
do they phone?
Are they
the
going in to
NYPD
kill him?
and say, "Hey, we got a situation over here. Okay, we're scrambling the strike team. Hold on."
And then the cleaners.
Oh my God,
will come in.
Netflix. This is a great series as well. Strike Team,
Um,
Nurse Edition. Like, what does that even mean? Does it have like a description?
Here's what I got. The Heroes Act would provide 500 million in funding so states could create strike teams that they could send to assist skilled nursing facilities where residents have been diagnosed with COVID-19.
I want there to be like action-packed music playing in the background when the strike teams visit these units.
Get the Batman.
Yo,
What's the problem?
let
What we
me
got
blow
here?
your minds. New York State decided to count. So we know that the nursing home deaths total in New York State and all over this country and in the world has been horrific. But New York State decided to do something interesting with their stats by making it that the coronavirus death victims of people who originally were in nursing homes and got it there, but then went to a hospital and died there, they're not counting that as a nursing death coronavirus victim.
They're still dying of COVID-19 though.
No, I know. But the point is they're doing that because they, instead of, let's say it's about 6,000 people who died in the nursing home, they don't want that number to be 8,000 or 9,000 per
They don't want to inflate the number. They want to keep it down.
because they also know
assholes.
the truth is they
What's
kind
the
of
reasoning
botched
behind it though?
how they dealt with nursing homes by allowing infected people who went to a hospital to come back into the nursing home only after 2 weeks of quarantining while still having the coronavirus.
Jeez, that I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what does that do, right? How's that helping the situation? It's not.
No, if anything, it did the opposite.
This is fake news. This is literally
it's
fake
not
news.
happy. That's still fucked up.
What's interesting is that the Pennsylvania governor or someone who was a director of a Philadelphia nursing home had a grandmother in a nursing home, and even though her state or her nursing homes were taking people who had been infected back in, she actually took her mother out because she knew it was not good to keep her there.
Again, I don't know how to react to I don't know. I feel like this is bringing out the worst in humanity right now. But it's also not to say that it's not bringing out the best as well. I feel like as much bad as we're getting from people and reacting to COVID, I think people are reacting fairly well too, right? Creativity, people are creating more. They're diving into, I don't know, anything that makes them kind of
competition as well. For look at all the
competition.
competition for vaccines and potential remedies.
Yeah. So
Well,
for
think
all
of
the
it
bad
this
that we're
way.
getting,
We're not only talking about remedies / vaccines. We're talking about pulling out of China completely.
Hell yeah.
well,
Completely.
it's really interesting because
That's what we wanted. That's
well,
what the US wants to do.
wasn't the problem that China has most of these chemicals that help us make these vaccines or whatever?
I don't think it's the materials. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, go on.
It's
just
the
them doing the
problem of just getting
manufacturing.
everything
The manufacturing. I think it's the manufacturing.
It's not the resources.
So so that the problem is they do most of the manufacturing and we depend on them. And I think this has shown us or shown America or shown the governments that we can't allow ourselves to get used to sucking on the teat of another country. Yeah. So 3B, like you
I'll give
have
you
that
some-
full
I'll
sheet
throw
of
something
paper.
at you.
Yeah.
Come here.
Throw something at me.
So to date, because we've just gotten the $3 trillion tax relief just approved this past Friday, I believe. So in total, we're borrowing $5 trillion.
5 trillion.
5 trillion. So per year, our annual tax revenue is about 90% of 3 trillion. Okay? $3 trillion.
You guys,
2.7.
everyone listening right now, I wish you saw Righty's face. It was as if he was watching a horror movie, like a good horror movie.
I mean, that's like,
Think of all the stuff that could be done with 3 trillion.
Imagine I could just, let's say I had a $10,000 credit limit. Imagine I went to purchase something for $15,000 and I put in my card numbers and the purchase went through.
Yeah, that's one way of like
3B. Do you have anything positive to tell us? Because we will be abruptly no, because we're going to be finishing up this episode really soon.
We got plenty of time. We've got plenty
we
of time.
Don't,
we can
but
we can record into the other one. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
Not for this one, but we for sure want you to come back again because you are telling us some good stories. I want to know more about these crazy stories that you had about your videography sessions and all that. But let's try to, I don't know, find the positive in this. And I think there's one positive in this.
I have
one
last thing to say.
Go on.
One last thing to say before we move on to the hippie news.
Summarize your thoughts on the $3 trillion plan as well.
I hate it because if you've ever actually read it, which I haven't had a chance, there's more than 150 plus pages, which I could not do in one day.
Well, there's a reason for that, right? They don't expect anyone to actually read that.
It's
by design.
Not about actually expecting to read it. It's about, holy shit, you've packed more stuff into this bill that we don't need or has anything to do with coronavirus at all.
That's the government.
Here's what's going to happen
politics.
The next time we have to take out some money or ask for a loan, I guess. We have to ask China for the money because they have the world's strongest balance sheet ever. We no longer have the ability to ask for a loan anymore. We can't take any more money out.
It is ironic. JCPenney is filing for Chapter 11. They're asking for money from the government while we're asking money from China. It's it's an interesting conundrum everyone is in. I think that's also a pro. JCPenney has filed for Chapter 11. I don't remember shopping.
I mean, many department stores kind of just became useless 10 years ago when online shopping became a thing.
Brick and mortar is kind of dead. And you know what? I say hopefully this helps the mom and pop shops, right? Let's help the mom and pop shops. Sorry, JCPenney. I know lots of people are going to be losing their jobs, but it was going to happen. It was going to happen, and COVID just expedited that process. I don't know if it's a positive
No, but the funny thing is, JCPenney, they weren't really a brand in and of itself. They didn't have any JCPenney branded items. Every single thing they carry, you can get in Macy's and or from the own manufacturer's own website. So
even Macy's is starting to have problems, though.
Yeah, Macy's as well, Neiman Marcus as well. A lot of these stores were just, collecting other people's stuff, but they weren't really bringing something that you can't get now online.
Like I said, I think it was going to happen, and it is. Is that good? Don't know. If is it bad? I think it's for sure bad for lots of people that have jobs. It's over. I know 3B is literally looking at me with the sheet of paper, but I promise you guys, he will come back. We will look into that sheet of paper. But
All that work for nothing.
that being said, I hope 3B you enjoyed your time on this episode. What do
Yeah.
you think? What was this experience like? Did you
Um,
like the apartment? Did
definitely
you like how
different.
yeah?
Yeah, I'm not used to being in front of the camera, but now I am.
Neighbor on the right. This has been fun.
Hell yeah.
Tales from a Videographer. Maybe that is the title of this episode. Guys, so if you enjoyed this episode and the other episodes that we have recorded,
Please subscribe and like.
yeah.
If you want to hear more about my adventures, which I have so much more to tell.
Yeah, if you want to hear more about 3B's adventures, he will for sure be on the podcast in future episodes. Go to theneighborsupstairs.com to find all of our social media. And again, subscribe or follow us
Definitely
in the
comment.
directory. Drop a line, email us, let us know what you think. And yeah, thank you guys so much and have a great day.
Peace.